What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Rebecca, and today I'm going to show you how to make a vanilla cake. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, you punch that subscribe button, and you slap that notification bell. So this recipe that I'm going to be showing you guys today is my favorite and my most simple recipe. Before we get started, make sure you wash your hands. That's the most important thing to do, and that's the first step you need to do. So for this recipe, the ingredients you guys are going to be needing are flour, eggs, baking powder, milk, oil, vanilla essence, and salt. Let's get started. First up, we're going to crack 3 eggs into this bowl. And make sure every time you do a mess, clean it up right away before it's too late and it gets harder to clean. My 3 eggs are done. Next up, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. The sugar is a nice part for baking. It gives it the nice and right taste. Right now, I don't have granulated, so I'm going to use this instead. Now we're going to mix it. Mix it till it's nice. It looks pale and thick. Once it's pale and thick, you can stop. Now we're going to add 3/4 of oil. After the oil, you're gonna add 1.5 cups of milk. Now we're going to take a little pause and put away the ingredients that we already used. I already used my milk, my oil, and my sugar, and my eggs. So we're going to put that away now. And last but not least, putting our 3 eggs into the garbage. Next up, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, which I have right here. I'm going to use my tablespoon measurements for this. And for me, the teaspoon is the blue measurement. That smells so good. I love the smell of vanilla essence. Now, we're going to stir it again until it's a nice brownish mixture, but it's still light. Mine's looking like this, and that's about enough mixing. Next up, we're going to grab our sifter and we're going to add at least 1 and 1.5 cups. So that means 1 full cup and then 1.5 cup. So I'm going to grab my sifter and we're going to measure our cups. So we have my flour over here and my measuring cup right over here. So we're going to place this aside. And we're going to grab our flour. And so make sure you do 1 cup, 1 full cup, and then 1.5 cup. So that gives you 1 and 1.5 cups of flour. Make sure if you make a mess, you clean it up right away because we don't want a messy kitchen for later. So we're going to pour that in. Now time to do the 1.5. I got my flour. So now, because the flour is the most messiest, we're going to put away our flour and we're going to clean. I have a green cloth that we're going to use to wipe away the flour that got spilled, which is just a little bit, but we still have to clean it. Now we're going to put our cloth aside and we're going to continue to the next step. The next step is now to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I have my baking powder over here and I have my measuring cups. And so, oh wait, 2 teaspoons, sorry. So we're going to grab our teaspoons. We're going to do 2, 1, 2, and that's our teaspoons. Now, because we don't want it to be very, very sweet, we're going to add 1 pinch of salt. So I have my salt over here. You could use any type, but I'm using sea salt. And we're going to grab a little pinch and just sprinkle it in. There. So now that we're done with that part, let's continue. After that, you're going to start mixing. So we're going to grab our mixer and we're going to mix. Then without an electric, but you can still use a normal mixer. And so this is how it's going. And if you feel like that your batter doesn't feel right, you could always add some more flour if it's too liquidy. So now I'm gonna put that aside for a bit and we're gonna take a little break to clean up. So the ingredients we were to use, we're gonna put that away. So my baking powder, my vanilla essence, my salt, and last but not least, I think that's everything. Okay guys, so we're back. I continued mixing my batter, and here's what it looks like now. It looks like a nice, soft, milky, but smooth, but also still thick batter. So here's the look. If yours doesn't look like that, make sure you try your best to make it look like that. If you had some difficulties with it getting a bit too thick, just add 1 more egg and a bit more milk. If yours was too thin, add a bit more flour. So now that we have our batter, let's go ahead and grab our pan. I'm using this, but you could use any pan you want. So I'm going to grab my oil. I'm going to do 2 sprays, 1, 2. And I'm going to grab my greaser, and I'm going to spread it around the pan. The reason why I'm spreading this oil around the pan is so that I can have a nice smooth cake and it's easy to take out and it doesn't stick to the pan. If you think you need more oil like I think I do, go ahead and add some. So baking is tough, but it's also really easy when you get the hang of it. This was actually the second recipe I learned. The first recipe I learned was how to make donuts. Maybe in a future video, I'll show that. But for now, I'm going to show you how to make a cake. Now that I finished greasing, I'll put that aside. And I will grab our batter and I'll pour. So if you have a circle pan like me, just pour your thing and keep on twisting your pan. If there's some edges with more batter than the other edges, add more to that side. This side has way less batter than the other side. So, and if all of it's not coming out, just grab a spoon, pour it in, and just scoop it out like this. And so make sure you try to get all your sides with batter even so that when you put it in the oven, one side doesn't grow bigger than the other. So if you think that your sides are even, you can go ahead and stop pouring, like I'm doing. Twisting my hand there. Now, I have my batter here in my pan. And so I'm just going to spread that around a bit to make it a bit more flat for when I put it in the oven. And this spoon is going straight into the sink. Make sure you don't put it on the side with like all your other things that are on the side because it's going to stick to the table. Also, everything I put aside, I didn't put it aside onto the table. I put it on the side on a separate tissue, like right here. So now I'm going to put this into the sink and we have our batter. Make sure you set your oven to 170 Celsius. But in Fahrenheit, that's 338 or 335. So, I'm going to set my oven to that time. And we're just going to wait till it's ready and we'll put it in. Okay guys, my cake is ready because I know that my timer went off. So now that your cake is ready, go ahead and turn off your oven, and with an adult, ask your adult to take the cake out the oven for you. So, we're going to have our cake on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here's our cake. To make sure it's ready, grab a knife or a fork and stab it into your cake. When it comes out, it should be nice and clean. Mine is clean, it's ready. Also, your cake should have this nice golden brown color. That's how you make the cake for today. Now we're going to grab a plate and cut a slice of this delicious masterpiece. Nice and moist. Perfect. Thanks for watching my how to make a cake video. Make sure if you want to see more baking videos, you comment down below. Should I make more baking videos? So before we end, make sure you hit that like button, you punch that subscribe button, and you slap that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy your cake.